Hello everyone. In this series, I am going to discuss some numerical questions which will be useful for JEE mains and also for NEET students. So let us see the first question in this series. Metallic rod of Young's modulus 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square undergoes a strain of 0.5%. Then the energy stored per unit volume in the rod will be. We know the formula for energy stored per unit volume, which is generally denoted by small u, will be is equal to half into strain square into y. So here just substitute the values here. Here strain is given in percentage. To convert it into numerical value, multiply it with 0.01. So this will become 5 into 10 power minus 3. 5 into 10 power minus 3 square, that will be 25 into 10 power minus 6. Young's modulus value is given as 2 into 10 power 11. So here cancel out this 2. This will be is equals to 25 into minus 6 plus 11 plus 5, 10 power 5. Here we want the value in terms of 10 power 6. So this will be is equals to 2.5 into 10 power 6. So the missing numerical in this question will be 2.5. Let us see the next question here. Next question is somewhat a similar question, just numericals will be changed. The Young's modulus of the material of a rod is 2 into 10 power 10 pascals. The longitudinal strain is 0.04%. What will be the energy stored per unit volume? Again, this is given in percentage. To change it into numerical value, multiply it with 0.01. So this will be 4 into 10 power minus 4. So we all know that energy stored per unit volume will be is equals to half into Young's modulus into strain square. Just substitute the values here. This will be is equal to half into 20 into 10 power 10 into 4 into 10 power minus 4 square, that will be 16 into 10 power minus 8. So this 2 will cancel out 10 times. So this will be 16 into 10 into 10 power 10, 10 power 11, 10 power 11 into 10 power minus 8. 11 minus 8 will be 3 into 10 power 3 joule per meter cube. Here also they have asked in 10 power 3 terms, so the missing numerical will be 16. Let us see the next question. Here the question given is, if the temperature of the sun were to increase from T to 3T and its radius from R to 3R, the ratio of the radiant energy received on Earth to which it will be previously will be. To what it will be previously will be. So let us see how much energy is received by the Earth basically. I will assume this is the sun. This is having a radius R and temperature T. The distance of the orbit of the Earth from the center of the sun, I am taking it as smaller. And area on which Earth will receive the sunlight. Area on which Earth will receive the sunlight, I am taking it as A. Now, the energy released by the sun per second. Energy released by the sun per second will be is equals to sigma A E into T power 4 according to Stefan Boltzmann law. Here E will be considered as 1 as sun is considered as perfect black body. Sigma AE, area will be 4 pi capital R square into T power 4. This much energy will be released by the sun per second. And this will be falling on a spherical area of radius smaller. So intensity of the light at the position of the Earth will be given as energy released per second, that is sigma 4 pi R square into T power 4 divided by area of this sphere, that will be 4 pi small r square. Now if I want the energy received by Earth per second, energy received by Earth per second will be intensity into area, that is sigma 4 pi capital R square into T power 4 upon 4 pi R square into area in which the Earth will receive the sunlight. So here if you see in the question, sigma is universal constant, 4 pi is universal constant, 4 pi is universal constant. we are not going to change the distance of the Earth's orbit from the center of the Sun. So R will also remain constant. A will also remain constant. These two terms are varying. So I can say energy received by this Earth per second will be directly proportional to R square T power 4. So energy received initially by energy received finally will be equal to initial radius R, initial temperature T. Final radius 3R. 3R square will be 9R square. Final temperature 3T. 3T power 4 will be 81 T power 4. T power 4, T power 4 cancel. R square cancel. So this will be is equals to 1 by 9 into 81 will be 729. So 729 will be the answer for this question. Now let us see the next question here. Here this is a question related to moment of inertia from rotational dynamics. The question is moment of inertia of a hoop suspended from a peg. About the peg is mass and the radius is given. Here you have to observe that the radius is given in centimeters and the answer is required in kg meter square. So hoop is nothing but a ring. The ring is hanging about a peg. You can consider peg as a nail. So this is similar to hanging ring. Let us assume the mass is m and the radius is r. About its natural axis, the moment of inertia of the ring is known as mr square. Distance between the natural axis and the given axis of rotation is also equal to r. So if I want the moment of inertia about this axis, I can apply parallel axis theorem. According to parallel axis theorem, I will be is equals to IC plus MD square. Here IC is mr square and D is also equal to R. So mr square plus mr square, which will be is equals to 2mr square. Now just substitute the values here. M is given as 0.5, which is half. R is given as 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters is nothing but 2 into 10 power minus 2 meters. So square of this. So this 2 will get cancelled. So this will be is equals to 4 into 10 power minus 4. We also want the value in terms of 10 power minus 4. So the missing numerical in this question will be 4. Let us see the next question here. So again a question related to moment of inertia. The moment of inertia of a solid sphere about its diameter is 64 kg meter square. The sphere is recast into 8 identical small drops. Then the moment of inertia of such small drops about its diameter is. So here basically one big sphere is going to divide into 8 small spheres. Let us assume here the mass of the bigger sphere is m and radius of this bigger sphere is r. As we are dividing it into 8 identical drops, the mass will become m by 8. Radius, let us take it as smaller. Now to find out this radius, I am going to conserve the volume. Volume of the big sphere will be equal to the sum of the volumes of this 8 spheres. So volume of the big sphere will be equals to 4/3 pi r cube. That will be equal to 8 times volume of each small sphere. Each small sphere will have a volume of 4/3 pi small r cube. So 4/3 pi will get cancelled out. Taking cube root on both sides, we can write r is equals to 2 into small r. R small r will be is equals to r by 2. Now according to the given question, this bigger sphere is having a moment of inertia of 64 kg meter square. We know that solid sphere moment of inertia is 2 by 5 mr square. So according to the question, 2 by 5 mr square is equal to 64. Now we want moment of inertia of this each small drop form. So here the moment of inertia will be 2 by 5 into m is here m by 8 into r square. R square, small r square will be capital R square upon 4. So this will be r square upon 4. This is nothing but 2 by 5 mr square divided by 8 into 4. 8 into 4 is 32. So just substitute the value here. This is 64 upon 32, which will be is equals to So the missing numerical in this question will be 2. Now let us see the next question. Sixth question is again related to elasticity. Here the longitudinal strain in a metal bar is given as 0.5. Its Poisson's ratio is given as 0.2. What will be the lateral strain? Poisson's ratio, generally denoted by sigma, is nothing but minus of lateral strain, generally denoted by delta R by R, divided by longitudinal strain, delta L by L. So from this one we can write minus delta R by R will be is equals to sigma into delta L by L. Now just substitute the value. Sigma value is given as 0.20. Delta L by L, longitudinal strain, is given as 0.5. So the value here will be is equals to 0.1. This negative sign will indicate that if radius is increasing, then length will be decreasing. Or reverse, if length is increasing, the radius will be decreasing. If this is positive, lateral strain will be negative. Let us see the next question here. Next question is again related to Poisson's ratio elasticity. Here the increase in length of the wire on stretching is 0.025%. Its Poisson's ratio is 0.4. The percentage increase in its diameter is, as we all know, sigma is minus of lateral strain upon longitudinal strain. Lateral strain can be written as delta R by R, or we can also write it as delta D by D upon delta L by L. So from here we can write minus of delta D by D will be is equals to sigma into delta L by L. Just multiply it with 100 on both sides. So this will be minus delta D by D into 100 will be is equals to sigma into delta L by L into 100. So here just substitute the value. Sigma value is given as 0.4 into percentage increase is 0.025%. 0.025%. So this will be is equals to 0.01%. This will be negative, decreasing. So increase will be minus of 0.01%. As length is increasing, its diameter should be decreasing, as its volume will remain constant. Let us see the next question, eighth question. Eighth question is related to impulse. So here the question given is, force on a bullet is F is equals to 600 minus 2 into 10 power 5 into T. F is in Newton and T is in seconds. When the force on the bullet is 0, the impulse is. Let us calculate the time at which force on the bullet is 0. So if force is equal to 0, then we can write 600 minus 2 into 10 power 5 into T will be equal to 0. So here 2 into 10 power 5 into T will be equal to 600. This will be 10 power 3 times, and 6 we can cancel out 3 times. So time here will be is equals to 3 into 10 power minus 3 seconds. So here time at which force will become 0 is 3 into 10 power minus 3 seconds. We want the impulse acting on the particle or the bullet. Impulse is nothing but equals to integral f dt. So here substitute the value of f, which is 600 minus 2 into 10 power 5 into t into dt. Here the value we know 0 to 3 into 10 power 3 seconds. Let us just take it as t. So here I will be is equals to 600t minus 2 into 10 power 5. T dt integration will be t square by 2. 0 to, just take the value here, 3 into 10 power minus 3. So this 2 will get cancelled out. Now just substitute the upper limit and lower limit. So this will be 600 into 3 into 10 power minus 3 minus 10 power 5 into t square, that will be 9 into 10 power minus 6. So this will be is equals to 1.8 minus 0.9, which will be is equals to 0.9 kg meter per second. This will be the numerical value required in this question. Let us see the next one. Here the question is related to impulse again. Here the question is given as a batsman deflects a ball by an angle 90 degrees without changing the initial speed, which is 54 kilometers per hour. The impulse imparted to the ball is mass is given. So first let us convert this into MKS unit or SI unit, which is meter per second. So this will be is equals to 54 into 5 by 18 meter per second. 18, this will be 3 times, so this will be is equal to 15 meters per second. Let us assume that the initial movement of the ball is along positive x direction, and after deflection it started to move along the positive y direction. So initial velocity I can write it as 15 I cap, and final velocity I can write it as 15 j cap. Impulse is nothing but change in momentum, that is nothing but v into final velocity minus initial velocity. So mass is 0.5, final velocity is 15 j cap, initial velocity is 15 I cap. Now just take the 15 common, 15 into 0.5 will be 7.5 into j cap minus I cap. Let us take this as vector. Here we want only the numerical value, so I want only the magnitude of I. So that will be equal to 7.5 into root 2. Root 2 will be 1.414. Check this calculation. This will come around as 10.6. Let us see the next question, 10th question in this series. This is related to collisions. We have to find the coefficient of restitution here. The question given is a block of mass m moving with a velocity v collides with another block of mass m, mass 4m, which is at rest. The lighter block comes to rest after the collision. What is the coefficient of restitution? So here let us draw the given situation. Initially mass m is moving with a velocity v and mass 4m is at rest. After collision, the smaller mass is coming to rest, and let us assume that this bigger mass is going to move with a velocity v1. We can conserve the linear momentum in any collision. So initial momentum, which is m into v, will be is equals to final momentum, which is 4m into v1. So this mm will get cancelled out, so we can write this v1 will be is equals to v by 4. Now coefficient of restitution is velocity of separation by velocity of approach. If you see velocity of separation, that will be v2 minus v1, which is v1 in this case minus 0 divided by u1 minus u2, which is v minus 0 in this case. So v1 is nothing but v by 4 divided by v. So this v get cancelled, that is 1 by 4, or we can write it as 0.25. So 0.25 will be the numerical required for this question. Likewise, I will continue this series. In each video, we will be discussing 10 questions in this series. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more updates.